Hello everyone. Welcome to our official Computer Student Association CSA YouTube channel. At CSA, we bring you real stories, real journeys, and real guidance from students who have been and aspire others. Today we are excited to have a special guest with us. Joining is Miss Chaitrali Ghule, a final year AIML student from Vishwakarma Institute of Technology Pune, who has successfully secured a pre-placement plus internship at Wolters Kluwer. She has an inspiring academic journey, strong project experience, leadership exposure, and a clear growth mindset, making this section extremely valuable for our juniors. Welcome, Chaitrali. It's great to have you with us.
Thank you, Siddesh, for such a wonderful introduction. And I'm really excited for the session. I especially thank you, CSA, for inviting me for this wonderful initiative. I'm happy to share my opinions upon whatever questions will be led by the CSA team. Thank you.
Yes. To start with, could you briefly walk us through your journey from your first year at VIT Pune to where you stand today?
Yeah. So in my first year, I was not really very clear about which domain shall I choose because choosing AIML was a trend at that time when I actually chose AIML as my branch. So with the opinions of my seniors, I took this branch and I really didn't know anything special about AIML and I did not have any thought that I'll end up in a AIML job. But in first year is basically to explore things, to explore different domains, and at the end of the first year or at the start of your second year, I decided that yes, I'll be going ahead with AIML and not a regular SDE job. So that was my first year. Then in the second year, as I was clear about it, that I'm going to land up in an AIML job, I mostly focused upon the concepts that were taught in the college, because in the second year we began with subjects such as data science in the first semester, and then in the second semester we had data visualization. And as we moved on to the third year, things got deeper, and then we explored artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. And then as I came into my fourth year, everyone was rushing behind internships, behind some experiences, getting placed. So in the fourth year, mostly it was a rush. But yeah, first year is for enjoyment. Second and third year are to figure out what actually you want to do. And fourth year is like a implementation or the results that you see for the efforts that you have taken in a second and third year.
Yeah, nice to hear that. Proceeding with the next question, I would like to ask what was the initial spark that made you choose artificial intelligence and machine learning as your specialization, other than from listening to your seniors?
Yes, so I just mentioned about this thing. In the first year, when I took artificial intelligence and machine learning as the branch, I was not really sure about what AI is going to lead me into. But according to my seniors' opinions, or according to what I have seen at that time, AI was in a boom. So it was 2 3 years back when I was my first year, when I had to choose the branch. AI was in a boom at that time, and everyone was saying that AI is going to create more jobs in the future for AIML students. Even the government was taking some initiatives to increase the technical, in like grow India in technical aspects, where AI was playing a great role. So that is why I actually chose AIML as my branch.
Okay. Were there any subjects or academic projects that played a key role in strengthening your AIML fundamentals?
Yes, so the projects that I particularly worked upon were mostly related to deep learning, wherein I was dealing with different image data sets, which was my interest actually. Training the convolutional neural networks, adjusting the parameters, doing some hypertuning with the models was like a fun play for me, and like with every iteration you get to see something new, you get to know where your model is not performing well, where you need to like tune the hyperparameters. So I was initially, or whatever projects I worked upon were mostly related to convolutional neural networks, which is majorly a part of deep learning.
Can you describe the deep learning part which you mentioned here?
Yeah, so deep learning comes into picture when mostly you have to deal with image data sets. So I can remember one of my projects wherein we were training CNN model upon retinopathy dataset. Retinopathy is basically the images of your retina. So with diabetes patients, we had to take the input image of a diabetes patient's retina, and on the basis of that, we were like our classification model was telling if what is the level of diabetes that particular patient has. So that was the project which majorly was on the basis of deep learning, where we used some core deep learning concepts such as CNN, which is convolutional neural networks, and accordance with that, we also have some pre-trained models such as VG16 or 19, ResNet, MobileNet. So we were experimenting with all those pre-trained models as well, and then finally we wrote our own CNN model. We and with our with God's grace, we also published a paper in the Springer chapter proceedings for this particular project.
That was a great achievement. Now, for moving forward, now before you move ahead, let's do a quick this or that round to loosen things up. This will be rapid fire round. Okay. Uh, can you start? Startup or MNC?
Siddesh, I think I'm facing some internet issues. Are they from my side or your side?
Uh, Means from my sides, I think no.
Okay, can you give me a minute? I'll just check.
Okay.
Was my voice clear to you? Like, is it clear now, or it was good previously?
It is clear.
Okay, just last. I'm sorry for the interruption.
Mm,
Yeah, I think this is better. Yeah, we can proceed.
this is this or that round to loosen things up. You should say the first thing that came into your mind, like rapid fire. It's like rapid fire. So
Okay, sure.
startup or MNC.
Startup if you are focusing on learning. MNC if you are focusing on money.
No, no, you have to select anyone.
MNC.
Hackathons or internship.
Hackathons.
Research or industry projects.
Industry projects.
Debugging or documentation.
Documentation.
Last one is interesting one. Online courses or books.
Books.
Can you describe why books and not online courses?
Uh, it actually depends upon the individual. I have always been a book person. I like to read books. So whether it is curricular or extracurricular, I prefer books. But in this digital world, it is fine if you are more onto visual learning, wherein you prefer to some internet courses or platforms such as YouTube. It absolutely depends upon the individual what feels better to you.
Okay. Now, as moving forward, for the next question, you have worked on multiple academic and professional projects. What is the key takeaways from these projects that truly shape your learning?
Key takeaways from these particular projects are first one is where I've done for some projects on the basis of AI/ML itself. So in my second and third year, I almost finished learning what AI like the basics of AI/ML, starting with data science, then visualization, then artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. So once all the theoretical concepts are clear to me, it is very important for you to try and implement them. It is very important that you consider it as a fun activity wherein you are able to observe the results of your efforts that you have put for theoretical learning. So the key takeaways would be implementation is very very important. It gives you confidence when you get to know that whatever you learned if through the books or through the sessions that your teacher has taken, it is actually useful, or it is actually being used in the real world to solve certain problems. So that gives you a kind of confidence that you're not lacking behind the world. It is very important that you implement it.
Yeah. And for our next question, this will be interesting for question from our juniors. You have mentioned on LinkedIn that learning feels like entertainment to you. Could you please explain what that means and how juniors can adopt a similar mindset?
Yeah. So I previously mentioned that in my first year I was not really sure if I was getting into AIML or some other domain. In the actually we know that VIT has three common modules. So all these three common modules, I was just exploring which path I should be taking. I tried to I started with C in my first year, then I switched on to Java in my second year, then I finally decided in my third year that I need to learn Python if I go into the AIML field. So I have been switching continuously. So what I mean by learning is entertainment is that in my first year when I took C as my first initial language to learn, I noticed that I was not interested in coding. I started to hate coding. I was like, why do I need to do DSA? Is there any some other job where DSA is not really important? Why is C such a hard language? Why coding is hard? In the second year, then I switched on to Java, and same like I was getting the same feeling. Like, why do I need to learn some coding language? Is there any technical job which really doesn't need a coding language? That was my perspective. In my second year, I was also thinking about this thing that I am not made for technical jobs. Maybe I should switch to some management roles. So that is what was going in my mind in my first year and second year. But when finally I decided to switch on to Python and started learning about AI and ML, it felt like a fun activity to me. It felt like I did not do technical things just as a part of my academics. Even after my college, I used to sit and read some Kaggle notebooks, read some blogs regarding to AI/ML. So eventually, I figured out that this is my entertainment domain. You learning is not always entertainment if you are not interested in it. You should figure out by yourself by exploring different domains which particular domains feels like an entertainment to you. So once I figured out that I am into AML and I am loving this, after that whatever I learned about AML, it never felt as a academics, what we say, burden to me. It was always a fun and entertainment learning activity for me.
In this question only, which specific language like C language, Java, or Python, which means was initially simple for you and made you like that language, technical language.
Yeah. So C language is actually very good when you are starting, because you need to do some kind of logic building thing. It is like a brain activity for you. What we say that uh, you want to learn how logic is built. So that is when C comes into the picture. But if we focus upon AIML domain, then C is not what you need. If you're specifically into AIML, you should be knowing Python, because doing AIML in C is not really logical.
Moving forward, as someone who has led and collaborated on projects, what qualities do you believe make a good team leader?
The first main quality for a team leader is time management. Um, Let it be your academic projects, let it be when you're working in a team inside an industry or a company or a research lab. It is very important for you to collaborate with your teammates and decide that the flow of your work according to the deadlines set by your seniors. In the context of seniors, I means it could be your teachers for the academic projects, it could be your company manager for the company project. So it is very important that you manage the time and you divide the work among yourselves. When it comes to team leadership, you should be able to communicate with your team leaders, teammates, and be able to figure out what flow of the project is going to be carried forward by your team. And the second most important thing is not just the flow, but I have to complete this phase of the project till this particular date with a 2 or 3 day buffer. That is what you have to mention it to your teammates, that this is the deadline, and after this deadline I'll be just waiting for 2 days for. Consider yourself as the manager of a team who has to reply to your client, because when you go into the professional environment, actually they don't even give you the buffer. So if the deadline is Saturday, you have to finish it by Saturday. So corporate is very strict about these things, and it is very important for you to start to make it a habit from your academics itself, that you set deadlines for yourself, not just, and share it with your team, communicate with them. Yeah, that is it.
Okay. Now, for now moving forward, time to bust some common tech myths. Just say myth or fact and tell us why. Okay. Uh, you must be perfect at DSA to get place.
Myth, because it depends on the domain. If you are going into SWE, matlab software engineer jobs, then it is very important for you to do DSA. But if you're going for some other domains such as AIML, basics is enough. Advanced DSA is not needed.
Okay. AIML needs maths from day one.
Sorry, is it?
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Your camera. Yes. Uh, I was saying AIML needs advanced maths from day one.
Myth, because AIML is not based upon advanced math, but math, some basic mathematics, or what we say, not mathematics actually, statistics is needed for AIML.
Okay. And moving forward, CGPA matters more than skills. This is an interesting one.
Myth, because CGPA is only going to clear you the first round, which is applying to a particular company. But once you are in the interview, no one is going to see your CGPA. When they scan your resume, they first of all move on to your skills section, and then to your project section.
Okay. Internships always guarantee PPOs.
Myth, because I have many of my friends which who did internship but are still unpleased. Like they did not get a PPO, then they come back to the TPO for applying for some other company. So yeah, internships guarantee experience but not PPOs.
Okay. Yes. Moving forward to our next question. How did you come across the opportunity at Wolters Kluwer, and what was the recruitment process like?
So the Wolters Kluwer opportunity was posted by our college TPO itself. And the recruitment process went like, in the first round, they demanded our resumes, which were the applications were taken through our TPO VIP itself. And after they actually posted two or three opportunities. One was for data science, which I got selected for, and the rest were for different domains such as QA, developer, and AIML. So they took the resumes for that and for all the domains, but the interviews were conducted in two different phases. One was for the data science people, and the rest were for the different domain people. So for data science, they in the first round they selected 40 students for on the basis of the resume. So whatever skills felt relevant to them, according to that, they scanned the resumes and selected around 40 students for the first round. After that, the second was for a test, an online test. It consisted of concepts such as some basic DSA questions, then some data science based questions, some AIML based questions, and after the technical test, they sorted out around 25 people for the interview round, and the interviews were held at their office at Pune itself for data science, and the rest were held at the college campus. For data science, they took two technical rounds. The first one was a purely resume based technical round, and the second one was technical plus managerial round. For the first round, they asked questions regarding the projects that you have worked upon, and also some HR questions. Then after the first round, they filtered out, I think, around 15 candidates for the final round, which was a technical plus managerial round. And they basically had two teams, which were like two panels for the second round, which were interviewing different candidates, and they had decided which candidate will interview with which panel, because the panels were basically two teams which were working on like one team was mostly focusing on the analytical part, and the other team was kind of model trading models and stuff. So they divided this into two panels, and candidates were decided by them that these particular candidates will interview for this team, and others will interview for that team. So for analytics, they took some GD based thing, as far as I know. It was a group discussion round for the second, as the second round, and for us, it was a technical plus managerial round, wherein the team manager was asked some project based questions and general SQL questions as well. And they did not have an HR round because in the second round or the first round itself, they asked some HR based questions. And finally, I think they selected around 6 to 7 candidates for data science.
It was a long process. Nice to hear that. Moving forward, how did your AI ML knowledge translate into solving real world problems in an industry setting?
Um, So I have previously worked upon some industry projects in my academics journey. At that time, as I mentioned, that implementation is very important. Like before you actually solve industry-based problems, it is very important for you to take some. Even if the real-world problems are already solved, it is important that you see those already solved problems by your perspective, and you try to implement it by yourself. So that is what was my first step, like before I got into some industry exposure. And later, I also worked on some industry based projects wherein my previous knowledge were
Excuse me.
solved problems which were unsolved at that of time. So it gives you a perspective to look at real world problems when you are practicing.
Excuse me, Miss Chaitrali, you are on. From your side, there is a network issue. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, there was a network issue.
Is it fine?
Yeah, now it is fine.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. So it is very important for you to. Okay, shall we take the question again?
Yeah. How did your AI ML knowledge translate into solving real world problems in an industry setting? That was my question.
So before going into an industry setting, or before exposing yourself to industry based real world problems, it is important that you previously have implemented some problems by your own. It may be a thing that those real world problems are already being solved by some other people, but it is important that you look at a particular problem by your own perspective and try to implement it again. So before you try to solve a new real world problem, it is important for you to practice upon some already solved problems, so you can see where you like you can compare yourself, like where you fall under uh, when it comes to solving real world problems. So I have done one or two industry based projects, and but to actually know where I lie, I have practiced upon some already solved problems, which are which you can find on different platforms like Kaggle or machine learning, um, some repositories on GitHub. So you can take reference of such platforms and try practicing before you actually are exposed to real world problems. And the rest about the company which I'm joining, I'll be joining from the month of January. So I'm really excited to see where I actually will be able to contribute for AIML in real world problem statements.
Thank you for the reference and congratulations. Now, moving forward, what tools, technologies, or programming languages did you work with most frequently?
Python is the language that you should be knowing if you are doing AI. That is very obvious. And when you are interviewing for a for a Python-based role, it if you are interviewing for a developer role, you should be really good with DSA. If you are interviewing for a AIML role, you should at least be able to solve some lead code basic problems. So lead code is a platform where you can start DSA like really from scratch. It also had some questions based upon SQL. SQL is also very important when it comes to data science. So if you are focusing on AI/ML, I don't think SQL is needed. But if you are focusing upon something like data science, SQL is very important. And along with that, you should be able to solve some at least basic lead code problems. So lead code is a platform. Then GitHub, as I mentioned, wherein you can see already solved problems. You can refer to the code, you can refer to the logic, the way they are solving problems. You can refer to the approaches and different models they have used. Then the next very important platform for AIML people is Kaggle, wherein you get the setup for a complete Python notebook, what we say, to run a model or to build a model. And Python also has some online free GPUs, which are very important for people who do not have a very really good laptop. And even if you have a good laptop with good hardware, I think using GPUs, like online GPUs, is always beneficial for your laptop at least. And it would also guarantee you some speed, like on the like really better than training ML models on your laptop. So Kaggle offers some free GPUs, and it is very good for you to learn from Kaggle and implement there itself. Then last but not the least, I think Jupyter Notebook is one thing you should it is a platform where you should know how to code and build ML models.
Uh, Now, again, a short game. Like it will be like a one word round. The first thing that comes to your mind from listening that word, you have to say AIML.
Okay. Love.
Internship,
Just the start.
PPO,
Important.
failure,
First step to success.
Learning.
Entertainment.
uh, I thought that only. Consistency.
Consistency. Showing up.
Yeah. Now the last one, success.
Being happy at what you do.
Nice. Now again a rapid fire round. Uh, Answer in one line, no overthinking. It's direct answer. Python or Java?
Python.
Research or industry?
Industry.
Late night coding or early morning coding?
Late night coding.
One AIML concept every student must master.
Random forest.
Yes. Resume or projects? What matters more?
Resume.
One habit that help you stay consistent.
Seeing your friends get placed.
Okay. And the last one is one piece of advice you wish you had followed earlier.
It is very important for you to not panic when you see everyone around you is getting placed and you're not able to even crack the first technical round, because I had interviewed for some many like for some companies before this one, and I was not able to crack the even the first technical round for those companies. Yeah, but it is very important for you to not panic because of this. It is okay to what we say fail. As I said, that failure is the first step towards success. So don't panic if you fail at something. Just remember that showing up every single day is very important. Don't waste your time by in the panicness of the last failure. Rather, gear yourself again and start preparing for your next interview.
Yes. And how did you like manage this all in how many days you took like for that?
Yeah. So actually, in my even until my second year, I was still switching languages, as I already mentioned. So I think in my third year only, I started focusing upon Python. First, I focused upon DSA, then some data science concepts, then some SQL, DBMS, and then finally I started learning AIML concepts and implementing them. So it is not about how much time you take, it is about you do it at the end. Like what we say, everything that ends well is well. So that is it is very, it is okay that you take higher time than your teammates or your fellow mates. It is okay, but what matters is you are doing it every single day, you are doing it consistently. It is okay if your friend just prepared for 6 months and got an internship and very good placement offer, but you are preparing from the last 1 year and you're not still able to get it. So time should not be a constraint for you. It just matters that you success at the end.
And moving forward, you have handled academics, projects, clubs, responsibilities, and placement preparation together. How did you manage this balance effectively?
Yeah. So clubs was one thing which used to be a stress buster for me. When you're stuck in a loop of preparing for your placements, getting internships, like preparing for your end semester examinations, doing some projects, it is very important for you to take a break from all of this, and that is why I participated in most of the club events. So managing all of this just means to what we say, keep a perfect balance between all those things. I know people hate when we say that making a timetable for you is important, because timetables never really get followed. But it is a good start, at least to start with balancing out the things, managing time for different activities. So I had a timetable, starting from literally from waking up and then having my breakfast and then giving some time for my lunch. And then between, I used to like get some, what we say, go to the college, do the lectures. If you have a free period, I used to go to the library, set. There could be a day when I just went to the library and was just seeing at the books, I did not read it. But that does not mean that I should be wasting the whole day. After the post lunch, if you feel tired, take some rest. It is okay if you are not able to follow your timetable on a specific day, but that does not mean that having timetable is really useless, or you are not able to follow it, so you should feel guilty about it. It is not like that. If it is okay, even if you will be able to follow your timetable for at least 50% of the days in a week. So I think timetable helps a lot when you are constantly telling your subconscious mind that you have to do these particular things at this particular point of time. Yeah, so that is how you should have a balance between these things, because college is not really just about getting placements and stuff, but it is equally important for you to make friends, to hang out with them, to chill at some days, to give yourself some rest, and participate in extracurricular activities as well.
Yes, as you mentioned, you have a timetable. Like how much time it took for you to implement it means at its max capacity, like 80%, 90%.
Not at such time. I used to. There is that one night when some things hit you, and then you are in a 100% power mode, that you start preparing a timetable for yourself. And there are days I have changed my timetable a lot of times. Like I don't even remember how many pages of timetable I have like scribbled, and then felt guilty that I'm not able to follow this timetable. Then made some changes to it. And there were some days I thought that timetables are useless, it is not helping me. But yeah, finally, I don't really remember how much time it took for me to get onto a final timetable, because there was never really a final timetable for me. It was always adjusted according to the situations that came forth me. So that is what it is.
Okay. Moving forward, how should students balance data structure and algorithm with AI/ML specific learning?
Yeah. So as I mentioned, give a lot of specific time to DSA. Um, though I mentioned about late night coding, I think DSA coding is something you should be doing at the morning, because in the morning your mind is completely fresh. It is free of any trash. It is free of any energy loss. It is fully powered up because you have had a good nap. It is very important for you to have a good nap. Actually, it is at least 7 to 8 hours. 8 hours of sleep is needed. For late night coding, I mostly used to do it in the context of projects. So if I had to build some projects, it was easier for me to code at night. But if you are focusing upon learning, if you are focusing upon solving DSA based problems, it is better that you start it in the morning. So keep your DSA slot in the morning, and AIML is mostly, if when you are going for a theoretical AIML thing, you can learn it in the morning as well. So you can have alternate days DSA and AIML slots in the morning. For AIML, I'm particularly mentioning about theoretical learning, because you'll eventually need that theoretical knowledge to answer some questions in the interviews. And then after you finish your college, in the evening when you're a little tired, you can focus upon the implementation part, because it is kind of fun to implement things than to learn theoretical things and to develop DSA logic. So mostly after college hours, you should focus on upon projects, and in the morning you should focus upon like what we say, DSA and learning part.
Yes. Now again for a short game, this will be finish the sentence.
Okay.
Uh, Yes. If I had to start AIML again, I would.
Refer to the notes that I have already made. No
Okay.
new courses, no new PPTs.
One thing students underestimate is,
Self confidence.
okay, the biggest placement myth is,
You should start with a very good stipend or a very good package.
yes, that's definitely it is. And now for the last one, success for me means,
Being happy at what you are doing.
yes, nice. Now for the next question, looking back, what are some mistakes you feel juniors should definitely avoid?
The first one is switching your domains. If you are like yeah, as I mentioned, in the first and second year, you can frequently try different domains, explore things. So it is really not necessary for you to end up in an AIML job if your branch in the first year is AIML. Many of my friends are doing some ENTC based jobs, like mostly in the hardware or C coding, C++ coding. Some of them are SWE engineers, and the rest of them are data science, AIML. So many of my AIML mates are placed into different companies which handle different domains. So being into AIML branch does not mean that you should end up in an AIML job. So that is when first and second year should be your years to explore different domains. So don't restrict yourself to AIML domain if you choose AIML branch in the first year. In first and second year, explore things. Once you're into the last semester of second year, decide something for yourself. And after that, even if people say anything, people would say you that SW gets paid more. You should be trying to do that there. So this is what actually I faced. People were mocking me upon this thing that AIML engineer won't get a really good package, at least in our college, in at the fresher level. But it was my third year and I had already decided that I want to go in this particular field, because SWE roles are higher in number as such, like at this point of time, which for the companies that come to our college. So opportunities are greater for SWE than AIML, but the opinions of others should not divert your mind from changing your domain, at least after you have fixed it for yourself. At the end of second year, you should, like by the beginning of the third year, you should fix that you are going to do go forward with this particular domain. So the opinions of anyone should not affect the domain that you have fixed for yourself, because that would create panic for you, and switching frequently would mean you have to start for every domain from the scratch, which is not really helpful for you when it comes to getting placed in your third and fourth year. Yeah, so that would be my advice.
Thank you for the answer. You gave solutions also for that. That's a pleasure. And moving forward, what challenges did you face during your journey, and how did you work on improving yourself?
The first great challenge for me was deciding this domain for myself. So as I already mentioned about this thing, the second challenge was doing DSA. Actually, I was very weak at DSA, at least till the starting of my third year. So because I mentioned that I kept switching languages, so I was like master of all trades, jack of all trades, master of none. So but when it comes to like getting placed or getting some good internship at a MNC, it is important to at least master one language. So that is what the most important challenge that I faced, because DSA was drowning me down like anything. At a point, I literally decided that I'm not going into the technical domain. I should switch to management aside. But yes, when Python came into my life, everything changed, and I love Python coding. And right now, I cleared the Wolters rounds, wherein in the first and second, both the rounds, they asked some DSA questions, and I was very happy that I was able to answer them. Also, one more thing, when it comes to interviews, DSA based questions, I'm saying, it is not important to be perfect at anything, because at least for campus placements, people don't expect you to be perfect. They just want to see your approach. They just want to know that you know Python syntactically, you know how Python works, you know Python has different libraries which are used for different purposes. You can at least build a logic. At least you can start from zero. From zero, if you, even if you build 50% of the logic, it is okay. But with the fear of being like, with the fear of answering a question wrong, at least DSA questions, you should not stop yourself from starting. So if you are being asked a DSA question in an interview, write down whatever you know, or write the code in a way that, yeah sir, this much is the logic that I can build. I cannot I'm not able to think further. That is also fine. I was not able to be perfect at all the questions, all the DSA questions that were asked. So people don't expect you to be perfect.
Yes. And for our next question, if a student is starting AIML from first year today, what roadmap would you suggest?
Yeah. So as I mentioned, I don't think that someone should start AIML from the first year itself. First year at least, like if you are really sure that you want to end up in an AIML job, then also at least in the first year you should explore some other domains as well, and you can decide from the second year. Our college syllabus is actually structured according to, like, very well structured according to it, because we start from data science and then move to data visualization, then artificial intelligence, then machine learning, and then deep learning. So this is actually the roadmap that you should follow, and side by side you should keep on doing DSA, because DSA is not really dependent upon the roadmap for AI.
Yes. What challenges did you face during your journey, and how did you work on improving yourself?
Yeah, yeah, I think we already uh,
Yes.
answered this question.
Sorry. Uh, what soft skills do you feel are underrated but extremely important in the corporate world?
Yeah, so the first one is communication. Communicating with your teammates, because whenever you go into corporate, whatever project you work upon is never like a project you handle single handedly. It is always in a team. So it is important that you communicate well with your teammates. The second is time management. Setting deadlines for yourself is important. And the third one is teamwork. You should work in a team. You should let know in your teammates that this is the phase of the project that you are working upon. Miscommunication between the team members is very harmful for you, whether it be your academic environment or your corporate environment.
In this question only, I would like to ask, like, we decide a deadline. Like if it's tomorrow, majority of our students and juniors take like starts today to work upon it. What would you like to say for that?
Yeah, I know this is a very typical engineer behavior, to work at the 11th hour, but I was really not a girl who would love doing that, because I used to always avoid last minute rush. Though there were some of my teammates who loved doing this, but I used to make sure that my work is complete before a day, till the day before of whatever deadline is set. So because, see, when you do things at the last moment, you are just focusing upon completing the work. You would never learn from it. You would never be able to explore different approaches when you are doing at the 11th hour. So this is my appeal to all the engineers. Please do not restrict yourself to the last hour rushes, because it would just be a thing that you're doing it for the sake of academics, for the sake of grades, for the sake of completion, and not really for learning. Whereas learning matters even more when we think about long run, in the long run.
Yes. Lastly, is there any message you would like to share with juniors who are anxious about placements and careers?
Yeah. So, dear juniors, see, the most important thing I would want to tell you that don't panic yourself. Don't lose your self confidence. It is very important you to focus upon your health in the first place. If you're compromising upon your health for the sake of developing a good career, remember that your career is not your life. Your health is your priority. People run behind wealth and forget about health. So first you should be focusing upon your health, and wealth will flow along. Second, internships and placements are very important in your career journey. So start preparing at least from your third year. Don't keep things for the last year that you'll uh, you'll start later. Uh, but even if you feel you're starting later, like starting not starting earlier, it is absolutely fine. It is important that you at least start, whatever the time may be. Then the last and the most important thing is that take care of yourself. Be surrounded with people who are like-minded, and you will always succeed, may it be professionally or may it be personally.
Nice message and thank you. Uh, no, that brings us to the end of the insightfulness section. On behalf of the Computer Student Association, thank you so much, Chaitrali, for taking out your time and sharing your journey, experience, and advice with us. We are sure this section will motivate and guide many students. To everyone watching, stay curious, keep building, trust the process. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the CSE YouTube channel for more such industry connect sections. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah, I think your club is doing great. Whatever initiatives you're taking for like whatever placement and related activities for the juniors, please keep up this series. We really like VIT really has a very good senior batches who will love to help juniors regarding their career. And I already mentioned to Asta, the session was very well curated. Special thanks to the curation team, whatever you have. The questions were very well written, well aligned. Also, Siddesh, you are very good at anchoring. Please keep up the good work, and maybe we'll meet someday in the college. And again, if you have any personal questions, do reach out to me on LinkedIn. Even you can in the YouTube, whatever your YouTube channel is, you can mention my LinkedIn profile in the comment section. If students want to reach out for any help, I'll always be there. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.